fifth principle in the Pan-African art of war is the principle of strategy, which is related to vision. Vision says you know what your end goal is. Strategy says you understand the importance of planning. Only God can see the future. And that is why it is important for black people to plan for their future. To see step by step your progression towards your vision so it can be measured for progress or lack thereof. As I always say, black people, Africans, give Europeans too much credit. We give them way too much credit. We think that their power is what keeps us placated and subjugated. I disagree. As a Pan-African thinker, I believe what keeps Europeans on top of Africans, as I've already said in our discussion of Principle 3, vision, is that they strategize. They have think tanks. Black people don't have think tanks. In fact, Negroes, American Negroes, okay, are unique because you are the only group of people who claim, I'm not going to say you honestly are certain, but you claim that you're ready to put your life on the line for your race physically without having sat down and planned a strategy for your goal. Who in the hell goes to war without a plan? But every day in Philadelphia you can hear black people tell you, and all throughout America and throughout the world even, that I just want to get to work. I don't want to meet. I don't have time for meetings. I just want to work. If you don't meet, then there is no strategy, because strategy can only be gained and developed in a meeting. So if you're saying that you want to get to work or get to war and you don't want any meeting, that means you are willing to sacrifice your life, time, and resources trying to achieve something that has not been defined, so there is no vision, through a process that doesn't even exist because there is no strategy. Brothers and sisters, we got to stop this. This political immaturity and this lack of patience and perseverance is killing us. I don't say we should be patient with white supremacy. I say we should be patient with seeing the fruits of our labor. Our dedication should be to perseverance above anything else. Okay? Impatience is a weakness. Perseverance is a strength. We must be willing to work hard, constantly work at all times towards our goal, but understanding that we have to be patient to see the fruit of our labor. We're not patient in getting started. We are always assuming the initiative and beginning the task, but we are patient with the result. But we persevere through our struggle. I am not interested in joining any movement, any organization, any effort whatsoever that does not have a strategy on paper, okay? Or even if it isn't on paper, that can be auditorily articulated to me. I'm not interested in wasting my life, the life of other Pan-Africans, the life of Africans, our resources, because people think they're doing something when they're not doing anything, because they're out there fighting and claim to be struggling without any vision and no strategy. So let's recap the first 5 principles in the Pan-African art of war, and I hope that you find these very beneficial, and I want you to meditate on these. I want you to have study groups around these 11 principles, because until we master them, whether you be integrationist, nationalist, Pan-African nationalist, religious nationalist, socialist, communist, community activist, ideologically neutral, and I don't understand how you could be, well, regardless of your ideological base, black capitalist, whatever you are, if you plan to achieve some sort of success, and I'll be the first to tell you I am biased, and I believe that the only ideology that's going to bring us any sort of measurable gain is the ideology of Pan-African nationalism as articulated from the beginning of time, and from those great grandfathers, Martin Delany, Alexander Crummell, Henry Highland Garnett, down to George Charles, Bishop Henry McNeill Turner, Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, and even still to our Hajj Malik al-Shabazz and John Henry Clark. I believe that Pan-African nationalism is the only way for our race. But even if you are ideologically different, if you are sincere, I have no choice but to support you. I didn't agree ideologically with the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but if I was alive at that time, I would have had to support him because he was sincere. So these first 5 principles, again, is the principle of extermination. Number 1, Understand that you are the enemy of the European. Principle number 2, subjugation. Understand that Europeans believe they have a natural right to supremacy over all peoples, particularly the African. Principle number 3 in the Pan-African art of war is vision. Understand that Europeans have well thought out plans for dealing with you with several different options, scenarios, and backup plans. And that the African is failing because we have no initial plans, no backup plans, and we do not have several different scenarios for imagining the possible outcomes of our struggles before they take place. So principle 3 is the principle of vision. We must see the end before we begin. Number 4 is the principle of silence. Never let the enemy know your exact plans. Lie, deceive. Never let them know exactly what your plans is. You can use boldness at times to distraught them psychologically, but ultimately your plans must be kept silent if they are to be achieved. Number 5, the importance of planning. Principle number 5 is the principle of strategy. The importance of planning. Only God can see the future, therefore we as human beings must plan our future step by step as it should be unfolded. Without strategy there can be no victory, because without strategy victory is left up to luck, and I do not believe in luck. I believe in strategy.